Today, I want to talk about Sony a7R IV. What's up everyone, you good? This is Hyunmin John from HMJ Photography. Thanks to all your support, this is my 10th episode. Well, I now have 20 videos in my YouTube channel, but that's because I upload videos in English and in Japanese. Come on. Uploading videos in 2 different languages, that ain't easy. But if you want to support me, please like and hit the subscribe button. It really motivates me to make more videos. So anyway, today I want to talk about a camera that I consider it my main camera. Sony a7R IV. I've been using this camera for a little over 2 years now, and I have to say, it's been pretty damn great. The camera I used before this was Canon 6D, so it was a pretty big upgrade. This Sony a7R IV is a full-frame mirrorless camera with a resolution of 61 megapixels. Did you hear that? It's 61 megapixels. Even to this day, this camera has the most megapixels of all full-frame cameras. Let me show you what 61 megapixels look like. The latest Sony camera, a7 IV, is 33 megapixels. Canon R5 is 45. And also, Nikon Z9 is 45. So yeah, 61 megapixel is a crazy resolution. However, do we need so much? Well, unless you want a huge print, you don't really need it. But it can become very useful. Since the resolution is so high, even when you crop your photos, the image quality will still be very high. I personally think that that's when the 61 megapixels really shine. As I said, this camera has a full-frame sensor inside, but you can also use APS-C mode. It's basically a crop mode, but even when you use this as APS-C mode, it's still 26 megapixels. In other words, not as crazy as 61 megapixels, but still pretty damn great. The reason why I want to mention this APS-C mode is that it can be very useful when you are deciding which lenses to buy. For example, I wanted a portrait lens, and I was considering maybe 85 or 135, and then I decided to go with 85. And the reason is, when I use this camera in a full-frame mode, this lens is 85mm. But if I use APS-C mode, this lens turns into roughly around 136mm. So it's kind of like having 2 lenses in one, sort of. This camera has a real-time eye autofocus. It comes really handy when you're taking portraits of people, but it doesn't end there. It also has eye autofocus for animals. So if you want to take a good picture of your pets, this is a perfect camera. This camera is mainly for photography, but it's also pretty good for videos too. Of course, right now I have it in my hand, but usually when I shoot my YouTube videos, I use this camera. It can shoot 4K 30 frames per second and HD 120 frames per second. Of course, you can't really shoot Avengers with this, but it's more than good enough to shoot some low-budget movies. Trust me, I went to film school. I talked so much about how lenses are so important in film photography, but it's also the same with digital photography. And guess what? Sony has amazing lens lineups. GM lenses especially, They're so sharp that it will cut you. But to be honest, Sony lenses can be quite expensive sometimes. But don't worry. Third-party companies like Samyang, aka Rokinon, Sigma, and Tamron, they make amazing lenses for Sony cameras. The prices are a lot cheaper, but the quality is amazing. Will I recommend this camera to beginner photographers? Well, absolutely not. This camera was made for professionals and it's rather expensive and the specs are way too overkill for most beginners. This camera is for people who knows photography and also who wants to improve photography. This camera will not make you a better photographer, but it will let you take higher quality photos. Well, that's it for today, guys. I only talk about cameras that I can get my hands on, and of course there are a lot of amazing cameras that I cannot get my hands on. I just hope that these videos will help you find your perfect camera. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and until next time.